What's up, everybody? Welcome back for our final segment here at YGOU University. I just want to say, if you like the content, please, show us some love down there. Whether comment, share, subscribe, like, tell your friends about us, tell your friends and family. Yeah, I know I just said friends twice. That's fine though. But
even the people you don't like, tell them too.
Yeah, because we're here for you guys, the players and gals. We're here for the guys and gals. We'll show you some love. You show us some love, and we'll all love each other.
Did you just assume that they're a guy or a girl?
Yes, I did. And with that, I'd like to introduce my co-hosts here.
Alex.
Kevin.
Hi, my name is Bryce. How are you guys doing today?
And with that, we're going to jump into our final topic, and that is archetypes that affected the ban list.
What does that mean?
An archetype that came out and just
It was too good.
dominated,
Too good.
whether it was a format or whether it was a specific tournament. And Jonathan Konami was like, we got to shut this down.
Oh, Johnny.
Trickster.
Oh, Johnny.
So something I can think of, we discussed it a little bit earlier, but was spirals. How like the first YCS spirals were out, like
29
literally
of 32.
Yeah, like 95% of the decks were just spirals.
I'm going to fact check you on the 29 of 32 is 95%. Give me
You're
one
fact
sec.
checking yourself though,
Yeah.
because you're the one who said that.
I didn't say 95.
I said 95%. Well, while Bryce does his math, what is it? Just the power creep, right?
I think it's a mix of that they want the game to, they want cards to come out that are more powerful, but then they mess up when they're in the lab testing them.
I think it was not the TCG's fault for Spiral. It was all the OCG's fault. Because they were the one that printed old Spiral Boy, Link Monster.
The double agent.
Yeah. Previously, it's always just been the TCG's fault. They just print some stupid shit.
Now, I can go into some Alex Jones like conspiracy theories about Konami's business practices, but I'm not. But I think it's all like a marketing tool. Like power creep is a result of marketing and the fact that they want to sell more sets, like make more money.
Yes.
So now I have to make decks that are more powerful than the last ones that were out. But I need to do it in a way that now they don't go and buy the old stuff. So we're just going to create these new archetypes and constantly make new ones and new ones and new ones. And then you have to play the archetype decks, but your cards from before don't work with it because they don't have that cool name before it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's how it is nowadays, because back in the day, like they just print generic cards and there's never really archetype cards. There's just like a bunch of cards that happen to work together. But now it's like they're like have a specific surname to them or a prefix.
And I think it's kind of a effect of them doing it too much of an extent. So
Agreed.
that's why like you see so many of one deck. It's because whatever you just said, and they just did it too hard, and then now they got this deck that's too good.
I think the first one that
they
comes to
realize
mind
they
is
fucked up.
Infinities.
Did they get hit hella hard quick? I don't remember.
I think it was the deck where Stratos
They
was at
constantly
3.
kept getting hit.
Yeah, I think that's the first emergency ban.
Dude Turbo? Or it was like Stratos Turbo?
Yeah,
I don't
it's
remember.
right before.
Airman Turbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'd like Stratos for Stratos.
Yeah.
That's
And
just-
then
that's
there
it.
was
Yep.
well, and then Monster Reborn was legal. I think Skyscraper City 2 just came out. I mean, that one's a little bit more random, but
Reasoning was still at 3.
I think that deck was legal for a week
Not very
before
long.
Stratos got hit to
Yeah.
1. I think it was just a week.
It was one tournament.
Yeah,
was
one
an SJC.
YCS. Yeah,
It was showing a jump at the time, but yeah, it was one SJC.
It's just an 1800 gadget. Like
And Stratos, and it has that blow up spell and trap effect
Yeah,
that's
that's
actually
pretty
relevant
good.
at the time. Like it was super
Yeah.
relevant at the time.
with one MST, one Heavy Storm.
Yeah, it was super relevant. It was just like blow 2 up. You're like, wow, okay, nice Mobius that you normaled. And you searched for it last turn, so it's free. Like, but I think that was probably the fastest E ban or emergency forbidden list. I think the second one was probably Return Dad.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't think there's anything in between. The only thing I can think of might have been in between that was like Card Trooper, but I'm not sure.
After they started doing like the preemptive kind of stuff, because like in the OCG,
Yeah.
the FTK with Light Pulsar Dragon worked, but then they just
yeah.
they just made it so Light Pulsar misses timing.
And then cards like
TCG.
Soul Taker got really good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Random.
take that, Elemental Hero, the Shining.
I was about to say that too.
Next do.
Oh shit.
But I feel like Infernities is the deck that had the most cards like hit on it at like on the ban list at one time, and it still was like playable.
Looks like we have a disagreement here from Miguel. I'd like to hear his opinion.
I think you can't count Dragon Rulers because I think that's easily just the number one. The fact that 5 cards got banned, and then 4 other ones got touched. I think you can't say Infinities.
And then it was still good.
But yeah, and then it was
We're still the best.
I would think that my argument for
Actually,
like
no,
the
they put Eradicator to 1 too, so I feel like there's some other stuff. I don't even remember it.
On that ban list.
Yeah.
but I feel like
Then they put
the
Swords to 1 too.
Later.
Yeah, not till later.
Oh.
It was like
It was after that format.
they're like
2014.
"God, people still just keep playing these cards.
What were you saying, Michael?
it's like kind of weird to word it, but like I think like the strongest deck with like the most that was most affected by the list besides Dragon Rulers would probably be Necros, just because like they lost Jin, they lost Blue Boy, they lost Bryo, they lost Unicore, they lost Prep.
I was thinking like even
those
before
are all
that
3-0s.
list was like the first event that Necros was legal. It was like similar to Spiral. It was like most of the top cut was Necros, and like it was like a couple weeks later they put Bryo to 2 and Prep to 1.
And then they banned Jin.
No, that wasn't
Right?
that. No, they kept Jin.
Or
I think they just put Bryo to 2 and Prep to 1.
Didn't they hit Charit at that time too?
no, Shrit was one of the last changes
Mm-mm.
to like try and
feel
round
like
out the.
They banned Jin first.
No,
that was the
I could have
first
sworn it was
change.
banned Jin, and then the next list was banned the Vol Chain, Touch Bryo.
No,
Chain
'cause
Chain was earlier.
Jin was legal at Nats. This was like before the YCS Chicago.
Evolve
okay.
Chain
Oh
was
yeah,
earlier.
yeah, 2 Bryo, yeah.
They
because
put Bryo to 2 and Prep to 1.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
because
because
you
Gar-
weren't playing Necros,
And then I
and then
did.
you and
we
Garrison.
both got helped you out with our Brian X. We had 3, and then
And then Valks were hella cheap for like 4 days. But I got them in those 4 days.
traded.
Like right when the ban list hit, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
"The deck's dead," and then everybody was like, "It's not."
And I was like, I'll pick up some Bryos for like 35s and then Valks for like 30s. And then Valks was just like,
70.
yeah.
I agree. I feel like that was a good one where they like got hit, but it's one where they got hit, were playable, and then got hit really hard again, and then was just
Yeah.
like, no, we
Well, I think
can't.
it was hit playable.
Yeah, they got
Then
hit.
we don't talk about the deck after that
think-
point.
I think they put Shirt to 1, didn't they?
After the same
Nationals?
They
list
banned
was like,
shirt.
Yeah, he was
and
banned
then they put Unicore to
After.
1, right?
because they
'Cause
just
I
put him to
remember-
1.
I remember after Nationals, I got my
No, they-
sweet German deck, and I was starting to play the Brilliant Fusion like list, and then then there was a ban list where I was like, "Oh man, I really have to draw Brilliant Fusion to be able to play now."
Was Shirt? I don't think Shirt was banned right after Nationals. It was. Just,
It wasn't right
it
after,
was
but
Jin.
that was like the next.
I think they banned Jin.
Well, that deck was relevant for like 2 years.
Yeah.
It's true. That was pretty.
I think it was like 8 months.
It was a long time.
8 months is a long time, but and then they just banned Shirt, put Unicore to 1, and then it died.
I still say Infernities because they were good for so long with limited cards.
I think it's just because they babied it.
Infinities?
Yeah, because like it was they kept Archfiend to 3 for like ever, and the like first hit was
Launcher to 1.
Launcher to 1.
Then they
And
went
that
Barrier
was
to
it.
1.
Then
Then they
like,
put Archfiend to 1, put Barrier to 3. They like flip flopped it.
I don't remember. I didn't really keep track. I never really played the deck. I just know that they just kept printing new cards, and like the Infinity combos just kept slightly getting better. Even
And then
though
Lavalval
they
Chain came
banned-
out, and it was nuts.
Like they banned like Bryo and Trish because those were nuts in that deck, and like it got like it like went like this all the time. Like it got better, and then it got worse because they like banned like Danglong or Bryo or Trish or like all that stuff.
And then they had Symbol of Heritage, got that limited real
Yeah.
fast because you'd make Power Tool Dragon.
And then they printed Soul Charge, and then they were nuts. And then after Soul Charge was printed, then they fucking like.
As soon as they
died.
banned Lavalval Chain, I felt like it was pretty done.
That might
Because
be
at
the-
that point, Archfiend was at 1, Launcher was at 1, Barrier was at 1, and Lavalval Chain was banned. And Symbol of Heritage is at 1, which was like all of their combo pieces right there. So they're just like, yeah, try. You can try. And then people tried, and then it was unsuccessful.
Yeah,
and it's
Tam
been like
tried.
that since.
What were you gonna say, Alex?
I was gonna say that that might be like the deck they learned how to hit decks with, because they like realized we can't just tiptoe into this stuff anymore. If
Like,
it's
we
too
gotta dive
oppressive, we
in.
gotta.
Just like
Gotta
fucking
end it.
murder.
Yeah, because they would
Yeah.
always just like slightly change it. They're like, oh, we'll put this one to 1. And people were like, whatever.
Well,
Cool.
because you don't want to murder an archetype the second it comes out.
Yeah.
Because
No.
like, obviously your fan base is going to spend money on it, and they personally they don't really care for it, but like it's going to affect the secondary market, and it's going to make a lot of people unhappy.
Yeah.
I think a good
Agreed.
example of the same thing, but it's still good, would be Burning Abyss, because like they kept hitting it like a little bit, and then like something else comes out and it's still good, but like, yeah,
It's even good
Yeah.
I think
now.
it's still good now.
Exactly.
It just gotten power creeped out. Like,
I think it's just because BA cards suck now.
that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
But
they just got power
Soon.
creeped. But
when Graph and Seer come
They
to
came
3
out,
right
like-
before the next set comes out.
4 years ago?
Um,
3?
5. It's 4.5.
That's a
now.
long time.
Same shit as
And they're still
Shadalls
decent.
Yangzings.
You can still
Isn't
play
it
'em.
2-time national championship too? Like that deck won Nats twice.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
When it wasn't even considered the best deck.
Yeah.
Against Necros, the dude just had mistakes in his deck, and he was like, "Can you beat my Danny?"
I got a 2,500.
I
bid.
agree, though. I think the Dragon Movers were just the archetype where they messed up. They were just like, sorry, guys.
I think we're forgetting one, which was Pendulum.
Oh,
Well,
the Draco
with
pal.
monkey board and
Mhm.
Yeah.
oh god.
Going
They
back to our
solved that
last
pretty
time.
fast. They
Yeah.
solved it pretty fast though. That one.
Which
Yeah.
goes into like the second part of what our discussion was, how it affects the ban list.
Oh yeah.
True.
Which is like when you print some ignorant shit, like, that's obviously going to affect the ban list.
And when you throw it all into one set.
Yeah. Well, maybe they did it on purpose, so they're like, ban 7
Yeah, 'cause,
cards.
like,
Yeah,
they
there could be
put-
some mysterious chart like Kevin was talking about like our sales are down. We need this set to be a real broken one.
Tachyon Galaxy, come on out.
I'm telling you, every company does it. Like, I can see it from a video game standpoint, and then
Yeah.
I see it in card games and stuff, and like it just you can tell when it's happening, and it's all because of my addiction to mobile games, and I can definitely tell when they're trying to like juice me for money, is because I don't know. They'll just be like, "This new unit is out. Spend $50 for your chance to get it," and it's just like a new set comes out, and it's just like, "This new deck is out. Spend $80 on the booster box. Maybe you'll get some of it." And you're just like,
Maybe you'll-
"Here's
Evil
like
Eye.
deal."
That's how this conversation started. Evil Eye just got printed, and now they're saying we're going to have a ban list. It's going to get e-banned. This is what me and Marasco were talking about.
I disagree with this.
I don't.
Let me be clear. Bryce was talking about this to me.
There was no discussion
I
to be
don't
had.
think this deck is that powerful.
Bryce was talking at me about this.
Yeah. And that's why this conversation's here,
It
because
is.
in 2 weeks we're going to get a ban list
How do you know?
because they
It wa-
said.
They did say
They
there was a
said
list
no
in April.
sooner than April 2nd.
Yeah.
Well,
So
it's
that means
April 4th or 5th. Fuck, whatever day
I
it is,
really
but-
don't like how
Fourth.
they do it because there's just no accountability.
Anymore,
random.
right? It used to be every 6 months. 6 months, you'd come around and you'd just be like, month 5 out of 6, there's a month away from the ban list. You're just like,
Fire sale.
yeah. You start selling all the cards you think are going on, and then you start buying all the cards people
Like
are
that
selling because
guy
you're like,
that
there's no way
bought
they'll
the
hit this.
BLSs.
Yeah, he made the soul read in the
Dude.
Galaxy.
Bought like
And-
over 300 BLS.
Yeah,
What?
and
Before
then-
he got unbanned?
Yeah.
Yeah, that he was the guy that invented the deck that Ahop was playing, the Subversion Mill deck, where you just like keep playing 1 day a piece every turn and then they
Oh,
lose
yeah.
eventually. That guy bought all the BLSs and lived off of selling them for $50 each after he got unbanned.
That's like 15 grand.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
He just bought every
made
one of them on
big
eBay within
money.
a soul read.
Because they
Yeah.
were like $8 for like the original printing for when it was banned for like the longest time. That card will never come off the list.
That's
You
what
just buy
everybody
it to
said.
play goats. Then
Reminds me when I bought True Kings for quarters.
I remember when BLS got
Oh my
unbanned. You know what my first deck I built with when BLS got unbanned? Primal Seed. I was just like, tight. I got it. 1 BLS, we'll get there.
Yeah, Kevin, you missed our second deck building challenge. I know you had a sweet deck.
I had 3 sweet decks.
Wow.
It was even your idea to do Necroface, and you didn't fucking show
Whoops.
Bryce's deck
That's a
didn't
oof.
work.
up. Yeah,
Well, I
it
didn't know-
kind of worked.
You were.
It just
you were
not
close.
as
It worked,
cool.
but
You had
his
to
cool
wait till
combo
turn
didn't
two.
work.
Yeah.
So I think another deck that affected the ban list, I mean, like, obviously, you know, like Rescue Rabbit affected the ban list, like, as a deck, but, like, Windups, like, affected the ban list. Because, like, they got rid of Shockmaster. They got rid of
780.
Boat. They
It's still
Magician
banned.
Magician got touched at one point.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm missing something else, too.
I think that's it.
And
Tour
Zectors
guide.
got destroyed then too.
And then,
Yeah.
and Zectors got destroyed because they were basically the same deck. One just, like, blew up stuff, and the other one just got you mad advantage. Well, I mean, they both got you mad advantage. But,
Yeah, I'm missing Vectors. I want to play it.
dude, I was telling you on our ban
would
list
be so
prediction
easy to
on
make
our
summon
ban list
sorcerers.
prediction video
Oh,
how
fuck.
Should be
Dragonfly
sick.
can totally come back to 3.
It's so bad.
All right,
I would play it.
Jonathan, make
Dude,
it happen.
Ash would be
wait,
so bad against it too because
I
you can
won't
Dragonfly
show
more
you.
than once in a turn. So you can be like, all right, I'm gonna equip this new thing to it and blow it up.
I can't show you,
Well, there's
but I'll
the-
have Bryce show you.
What is it? There's like Miracle Fossil. There's all those equip spells now.
There's a bunch of them
What?
now.
There's a bunch of new equip spells, like the overdone burial and the
Oh,
one with the
yeah.
dinosaur in the suit.
And my favorite
And-
one, the Goblin Smoke Bomb or something, where you get a
Yes.
look at your opponent's hand and
Smoke
discard a
grenade?
grenade. Yeah. Hell yeah. I remember I discarded Tyler Oling's Gores in an Exector Mirror.
That's a
with
card that got limited on release.
Yeah.
Was Gores.
And I think Trag was at 3 for a month.
I'm not
Something
sure.
like that.
I
All the
guess we
gadget
talked
players were
Light
playing it. And it
Sworn.
was broken.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot out Lightsworn. It was like full power for like years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until it finally top 16 to YCS. And then literally that right after that. The Honest to 1, JD to 2. Yeah. Suck it, nerd.
Well,
They
even
did
at
more
that
than that.
Nationals,
I think Charge to
2009,
1 too.
Charged one.
2009, there was like 3 in the top 4, and they did nothing about it. They were like, "This is fine."
But they finally got there. It's an entirely
'cause-
luck-based deck.
It's because Charge wasn't even legal in the OCG, so it didn't do anything there. So they didn't do anything here until it became legal.
Wasn't
there.
it a TCG exclusive?
Yeah, from
so
Duelist
they,
Genesis.
So they
Yeah.
didn't have it. So they're
So
the
then
deck-
we're just like 3 of these.
yeah, I
Sweet,
played
I
that
went through
shit
my
for like
deck.
2 years.
Yeah, you even had the JD mat. I remember.
Oh, wow. And we haven't even talked about Zodiacs.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
is a deck that is too good.
And how they made a bad card relevant in Shuffle Reborn.
They're
Oh,
so
yeah.
good at made bad cards. good.
Yeah. Oh man.
But I mean, like,
It broke the
Imagine
game.
Salmon
One
Grades.
card
just
exceeds.
But-
stack 'ems.
Instead,
Literally, you're just
I was
playing
told I
stack 'ems.
quit at a very good time, which was right before Pendulums came out, like the broken one, and then I came back after Zoo was gone.
yeah.
You came back at the right time.
Like I quit at the right time
It
and then
was
came back at the right
so
time.
annoying. It's like set
'Cause-
strike, set my body with a Trident, and it's like I literally can't do anything. He has 2 negates, and I can't do anything.
Yeah, I like to think about Yu-Gi-Oh! In like if you're playing like the best deck mirror match. Usually those mirror matches are fun.
Yeah.
Like I thought that, but it feels bad to be playing anything else against it because you're like, we're grinding. Oh god, you got 3 cards for 1 card randomly, and one of mine gets blown up on my turn.
and
I was talking to Bryce about this, going back to Infernities because I love that deck so much. That Dark Grepher's at 1 right now, and Armageddon Knight's at 1 right now.
and Rhoda's at 1.
And Rhoda's at 1. Those were all played at 3 in that deck.
Oh yeah. That
Yep.
deck sucks.
Like, there's
Hella
just no
sucks.
way about it. Because, like, you used to just be able to, like, Armageddon Knight, send, like, an Archfiend, and then just, like, go off of that because it's level 4, and then you make it a level chain.
I don't know if I should be telling you this or not, but a kid won a Dragon Duels at a YCS playing Infernity FTK now, and it was a pendulum deck.
What a savage.
I don't know how the FTK works, but I looked at it and I was like, this guy just murdered a bunch of kids.
Colin was playing it last year.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
So,
Fucking Anakin.
now that we're talking about
Skywalker.
You killed
Infernities,
younglings, Anakin.
like, the main joke with the Infernities, right, is that you draw all monsters, but you actually drew 1 monster and 4 trap cards.
Yeah.
Like, now with the no confirmation from your judge, like, I feel like that's even easier.
oh my god.
Why do you always
We're not-
find new ways to cheat?
Why are
Kevin?
we? Folks, I just want to say this week's episode, it's not about how to soft cheat your opponent with the new rules.
Dude, I just
all
think
about
about all the ways people are going to cheat against me, and then I have to think of counteractive measures to that.
Just kill him, dog.
Okay, well, anyways.
What's a? Oh, I guess the X Sabers was. They never got hit, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Not like a relevant hit. Like they lost Cold
they
Wave.
they
and Rescue
changed the
Cat.
rules on
Yeah, Dark Soul.
Dark Soul. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they hit him.
They made a rule change. They're like, done.
That card sucks now.
It was so good.
What
Was another.
I don't
And it was the only card that worked like that.
I can't really think.
ever.
I can't really
Where
think
just
of like
stats.
any
Yeah,
triggers
it's like,
and
yeah,
nuts.
right. Fucking-
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other stuff.
like of any game breaking list making decks. Like because like
Gishki
oh yeah.
Handler.
That existed for like, yeah, I guess. Yeah, it was never a thing.
Oh, like the hieratic one?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the Gishki Heretic loop. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's the one that they hit before anything could happen.
Oh,
There
they
was a-
also
that's
banned
one of the-
dragon rulers before.
That is one of the
um,
benefits of OCG existing is that we in the West might not have to deal with some bullshit.
Like Tyrant's Neptune
yeah.
and the
Or Kriston Fiber.
Nightingale
Mm-hmm.
fusion. Yeah.
Yep.
We
Where
didn't
you
get the
just-
Link 1 Kriston Fiber, the generic Link 1 that actually
Needle
gets you a
fiber?
card.
It's
Yeah.
like a 2-turn FTK.
We don't
where you
need needle
can't
fiber.
Do anything.
It was
about
supposed to come out
The
last
Tyrant
set. Like, it
Neptune.
came out in OCG in the last set, and then
We
they
don't-
just didn't give it to us.
we
They were like,
don't-
nope. Why would we
You-
print a band card? It's like, okay, that's fair.
You hear that? We don't want your needle fiber. Okay, you keep that stuff out of the TCG.
I'm calling right now. It's going to be in the tins this year.
Gosh dang it, Bryce.
It's a 10 card.
It's just like Norden. It's going to be a tin card. It is literally just like Norden.
I wanted it to be the new prize card.
Low key, I think
Oh,
instant.
fuck that.
Yeah, that would be messed up, but then
Hype.
you would not
It
have
would
to
be
deal with
hype.
it at locals ever,
Start saving up.
unless you.
JK, you remember someone in our locals had a Minerva when it was a prize card?
Yeah, Justin Hillebrand.
Not when it came
Yeah.
out, though.
Yeah, it
It
was,
was
like,
like
No.
way
a
late.
while after.
Yeah,
That was a
after
little while.
when you get your prize card after the nationals, where they give away
That's
like
true.
60 of them.
64 of them.
Yeah.
Or no, 32. 64 gets the mat. 32 get prize cards.
You're 64.
Thanks, man.
Next, dude.
At the nationals where I played Monarch, 64 got the prize card, and that's why I was so bummed out that I lost it on the bubble in a mirror
Was
match.
it the Minerva one?
Yes, because I
Yeah.
could have played Lightsworn if I won. If I won.
Now
What's,
you can.
I'm trying to think of
Banned
other ones.
Snow.
I don't know.
Shadal's was around for a while.
Yeah, but I don't
Snow
think that deck was
sucks.
broken.
No,
but they just
that-
banned
Yeah.
Construct and it just killed the deck.
like they
It's
banned.
true.
Well, because Construct was like their main.
It's like a starter kind of
yeah,
where it's
starter,
like,
and it was just really
muscle-
strong.
At the time, yeah.
yeah, muscle that gets you where you want to go. Pretty good.
It's a
I just
sweet
don't think there was
splash
like a whole lot of other decks that were just like super broken, like archetypes, anyways. That like necessitated like very.
Besides like one or two
drastic
cards
measures.
like getting hit, like Flamvels with like rekindling, or Sylvans with Soul Charge.
What about
or,
plant decks?
I think plant decks have been like viable for a long time, but it's like
Well, I was talking about like 2011 when they just like banned Global, banned Spore.
well because it was like super generic because every deck could play Lone Fire Blossom, Spore, Glow Bulb, Dandelion.
You played it in
with Debris
Flamvels.
Dragon.
Didn't you? You played Spore and Lone Fire in the like the rekindling Flamvell deck, right? With Quasar, or am I just
They were
tripping?
banned.
Yeah, they were banned then.
Yeah.
But yeah, like for the plant decks, it was just like generic stuff that like got hit. It wasn't exactly like an archetype.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's.
But I mean, it was
It
You
was
could
the
say.
archetype was synchrocentric. That's what
Yeah.
they would write in the.
they worked so
coverage.
well together that they might as well have been an
Yeah.
archetype.
Yeah.
They all worked so well together. That was
But like
too much.
the deck concept, I feel like it got hit a lot all at once. Like they put debris to one, they put dandelion to one, they banned glow up and spore.
Pot of Avarice.
Yeah, I think that's it. I can't.
Right? Wasn't that the ban list with like
That was like
20
where
cards
they.
banned?
Yeah, where they were like head hunting, like they hit all the traps to one too, all the like
Oh,
staple
yeah.
ones.
They hit Heavy Storm that list.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot of
Ban
stuff on that
Stratos.
list.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I
No,
actually
that
don't
was.
know.
I'm pretty sure
No,
that
it
was the
wasn't
list. Because there was a list of like 20 cards that got banned.
I don't remember. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else. I think Necros, Dragon Rulers, and
The spiral deck
Spirals are the.
when they
the
could machine dupe their Stratos guy that comes back from the graveyard.
And then Pendulum and Return Dead. We didn't really talk about Return Dead, but like they just, for those that don't know, they just kind of like e-banned like a bunch of shit
yeah.
all at once. So
Yeah. Any closing thoughts? What was your favorite too soon deck?
Like too good.
Yeah, too good, too soon.
It's somewhere between. I think I liked Zodiac because you didn't have to play like the standard like Zodiac deck. You could just build like a combo deck and play Zodiacs in it and boost it.
mm-hmm.
So I like that, and Zodiac mirrors were pretty fun to play.
I already know your answer, Kevin. Bryce?
I wonder what it's gonna be.
I was gonna say, even though it's hell degenerate, the Pendulum deck, just because I borrowed it for one tournament to play it and never played it in my life and won a prize card. So I have to give it credit.
Ignister's pretty good, and
Yeah.
it was at 3 then.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Ugh."
Kevin?
I learned how to play the deck while playing the tournament. And when I got to like the final four, I was like, oh, I get it.
I finally understand.
Yeah.
Kevin, too soon, too good? Too good, too soon?
So my favorite deck of all time is Infinities.
Boo. Go home.
But the deck, the archetype I used to be the most successful was definitely the Dragon Rulers. So I feel like those were like too strong because it was like legit just 12 cards and you just built around those 12 cards and they were just like that ridiculously good. But that was also a time when Sixth Sense was legal.
Yeah.
So
That's a nice card. For me, a lot of my decks just aren't good enough. I'll tell you what, though. One of my decks could have got hit if they would have released Patchwork
That's
on
how they hit it.
time. Okay? Jonathan Konami. So help me, my man. You took Neverdisk. It took Neverdisk 2 years to come out.
Never was good.
That deck, dude. Oh my gosh, I had such an insane build. If that card would have came out, I would have won a YCS, Jonathan Konami,
What
with
deck?
Chronomalies.
Oh,
That deck was fire. There, you had an OTK with Forbidden Lands, like whatever. Anyways, yeah, a lot of my decks are
I forgot you played
just
that
like
deck.
they're just like a product of like their format. Like I play a lot of like OTKs or
You played Chain
control
Material.
control stuff. So yeah, I've never really been attached to a deck that got murdered by the list. Like Cliff Fort's got like touch, now they're bad. So yeah, nothing for me really. But yeah, I think that's all we have today there for you. Thank you very much for staying tuned. As always, please like, share, subscribe. If you see us out in public, give us a shout.
Don't
here
talk to me.
in old Omaha. And then, yeah, go ahead and check out our Patreon at YGOU University. We have some neat tiers there for you. And maybe you guys can give us a subject on the next episode. And with that, stay classy, San Diego.